Mike, on that particular language that you're suggesting on the economic investment fund,
on the Delta Investment Fund.
Delta Investment Fund, excuse me. Where would the language you were specifically suggesting appear?
You have me at a disadvantage. I'm giving you my book.
And by the way, this is a question that runs all the way through the 38 recommendations. I understand they have text explaining it, but I want to, on every point of them, I want to know which language we're referring to specifically.
It begins, I believe, it should be in attachment 1, which is the proposal that was submitted to protect the Delta as a place.
Well, I've got,
and it's on page 2 of that proposal.
Okay, hold on.
Where it talks about the Delta Reform Act.
Stop. You got all kinds of documents. Let's get it straight. We are referring to
attachment 1 to the staff report.
Attachment 1.
Yep. The cover page on it says proposal to protect, enhance, and sustain the unique cultural, historical, recreational, blah 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 of the Delta as an evolving place.
All right.
Page
and
30.
If you go to page 2.
Page 2 of attachment 1.
Yeah. Then you see the paragraph that begins. It actually begins on page 1. It says the ESP discusses the Delta Investment Fund and lays out.
Let's see. Members, do you have this?
Mr.
This
Chair.
is in your binder. It's the document that starts. It's dated January 26, 2001. Attachment 1. Proposal to protect, enhance, sustain, et cetera, et cetera. You turn the page to introduction, and then you have an entry that says National Heritage Area and Delta Investment Fund at the bottom of that page, which is number 1, and starting with the paragraph, the ESP discusses.
Yes.
Okay. Ending where?
It goes down to the bottom of page 2.
Might I suggest that this could be tightened into more proposal-like language than a full-page narrative, but maybe not.
If you take a look at your copy of the bill on page 35, paragraph 2, it's the statutory language that directs the Commission to develop a detailed recommendation for the administration of the Delta Investment.
No, I understand that, but Mike, I'm just saying language like the Delta Investment Fund should be used to focus on furthering the development of the Delta's place, surrounding agritourism, preserving unique cultural sites in the immediate surrounding the legacy community, supporting infrastructure that encourage designated vision. If that's what you want to say in the operative language, okay, I guess okay, but unlike the National Heritage Area where you actually say the Feinstein Plan is the general thing accepted, we've got a page and a half of stuff. Unlike the 38 recommendations where we do have language on each of those in the Economic Sustainability Plan. It's just a suggestion. You don't have to.
And it seems to me this is something that we can work with Mike and his staff next week when we're going to meet and go over some of the details, assuming that there's no contravention about working on this.
And there's no doubt about the fact that you are asking us to include this language within the Delta Plan or recognition of this language in some fashion. Just like the Natural Heritage Area, I assume you want referenced in the Delta Plan.
Yes, I'm not proposing that this be the exact language. This was the substance of the proposal to be made that you could use to amplify existing reference to the Delta Plan to use of such investment funds. But we could be happy to work with staff to make sure that the context is maintained and is briefer.
Do you believe that this recommendation would require statutory changes since it deals with a legislative fund?
No, because it's there now. Legislature can fund it.
Well, the fund's there now.
But we also can seek federal and private funds.
Yeah. Well, the Delta Protection Commission can. or any
Or the
administrator of the investment fund.
The DPC is the administrator of the Delta Investment Fund, for example, goes, and the NHA is found to be feasible and is established. You end up with a partnership, likely with a 501c3 or other type of body that would help raise funds to be able to implement the NHA. That could become part of the Delta Investment Fund that the Commission then would allocate as part of matching funds to try to reach for some federal assistance in carrying out a natural heritage area plan. Likewise, you could do the similar if there was to be sources available to implement the economic sustainability plan, for example, in doing something with the legacy cities that could be separate but complementary to an NHA. This could all be part of that. And if we were to fall on good times again and we got state funds, that could all be part of that package. I don't think you need any additional language. I think the existing statute allows for it, and it's already established in the Department, Office of Treasury.
The statutory language in Public Resources Code 29778.5 is the creation of the fund, the mention to the Commission for the implementation of the operative language, and then of the regional economic sustainability plan developed pursuant to. Okay. Okay, questions on that point? It's pretty clear what before we'd ask to be included, we'd like to know what language looks like. If you don't think there's language and you're not making this as a recommendation, that's fine.
We're making recommendations that the way we propose to handle the investment fund should be included as part of the Delta plan within the Act of the DPC. There is explanatory language in front of that, which was because we have not talked about the Delta Investment Fund, its purpose, or the reason for its existence prior to this. So part of that is meant just for the Council's understanding of it. The applicable paragraph for that would be the development of the procedure for administration, which would be the next to the last paragraph on page 2. Probably could use some cleanup for introduction to that.
So I think this is the kind of thing we can work together on. And as we bring our decision memo forward next month, then we will have some.
Why don't we let them work on it?
Yeah, we'll work on it and come back.